Hello, everybody. This is Mahadeva the Thunder Wizard, and today I'm going to be sharing with you about the most important lesson you can learn right now because Saturn is in his most productive house, and that is Capricorn. So, Saturn in Capricorn. Capricorn is the 10th sign, which is the original placement of the 10th house. And the 10th house has to do with career, fame, but it is also about work. The 10th house is where you go to work. Way back when, 1,000 or so years ago, the 10th house showed your fame. And that was because you were what you did for work. We still have it in our names. So and so baker. Well, that's there. Somebody's dad was a baker. So and so potter. That means that somebody's ancestors made pots out of clay. So and so cooper. That's somebody who made barrels. Smith, somebody who worked as a smith. Tailor, somebody who was a tailor. So you see, way back when, your fame was what you did. That's who you were. Nowadays, things are a little bit different. But the 10th house is still important because it's where you go to work. It's what you work at. And so right now we have Saturn in the sign of Capricorn. A bunch of other planets are going to show up there. There's going to be a lot of conjunctions, which means that all of these planets are going to be shined down on by the sign of Capricorn, which is, again, Saturn. So Saturn seems to be running the show for a while. Saturn is about hard work and is also about the success you get from all of your hard work. Saturn is about discipline. Saturn is about karma. So you get paid based on what you do. So Saturn brings up the list of all the things you've done and haven't done and rewards you accordingly. If it means that you've got work to do, then he's going to give you some work. You're going to experience that as negative karma. If you have been working really hard at anything, he's going to look at that and go, look at you. You've completed this very difficult task. Here's your reward, your fame, your success, your rest, whatever it is. So the main lesson in 2022 with Saturn and throughout the year other planets joining Saturn in Capricorn is something I've been teaching you. It's something you hear me say on live streams a lot, which is, what are the two most important things in life? To pay attention and put effort. This is the message of Saturn. To pay attention and put effort. So what can you pay attention to? Pay attention to what you're feeling at any given moment. Let me once again give you my definition of enlightenment. Enlightenment is not a state of bliss where everything is happy. It's not some magical thing somebody taps you on the forehead and you immediately go into a state of enlightenment and you stay there floating on the cloud. No. Enlightenment, in my definition, is simply this: having all of your thoughts, all of your feelings, all of your impulses, accepting them without judgment, whether positive or negative, happy, sad, comfortable or uncomfortable. And with the complete awareness and feeling of all of your thoughts and feelings, you then have the awareness to know what actions you can take which will benefit both you and the rest of consciousness. If you are in that state where you have access consciously to all of your thoughts and feelings, and on top of that, you are putting the effort toward making sure that your actions benefit both yourself and all of consciousness, you are in a state of enlightenment. So we talk about Jupiter being the planet of spirituality. But Saturn is also a very spiritual planet, because without Saturn, nothing would get done. Without Saturn, Jupiter would just go around telling everybody all kinds of positive things and making them feel good, but nobody would do anything. If without Saturn, Venus would be going around saying, hey, just sit back and drink that and smoke that and have sex with that and enjoy this. And if it wasn't for Saturn, Mars would be going out saying, hey, destroy that, kill that, conquer that. Saturn is the one that says, stop. And take knowledge of where you are in the moment. Pay attention. Pay attention to what you're feeling at any given moment. That is a meditation in and of itself. Seeking to understand what the sources of your feelings are. Having your feelings without needing to act on them. These are impulses. Most people, and I'm telling you, I've been teaching and working with people in some form or another for at least 35 years. And I can tell you that that is the main thing that I would help people understand, is that your impulses are not something that have to happen. You have an impulse to do something. Doesn't mean you have to do it. So there's a wonderful phrase called contrary action, which means taking action that is opposite from what your impulse, your emotions are telling you to do. Sometimes you should listen, and sometimes you can. There's nothing wrong with whether you choose to act on your impulses or not. But this is where we end up having a lot of problems, where we act reactively. We simply have an impulse and we act on it without understanding what the impulse is, where it's coming from. Worse than that, we will project onto it. We will have an impulse based in our own fear or self-centeredness or our own narcissism, but we will project something spiritual and beautiful and say, you're the one that's wrong, and we will act out against people in destructive, selfish, passive-aggressive, unconscious ways. So Saturn says, take account, pay attention to what it is that you're thinking and feeling. What is the source of that? And is that something you want to act on? If it's your soul desire, you become aware by paying attention to the feeling, and you realize that that feeling is coming from your soul. Then you say, yes, I want to act on that feeling. But if you listen to the feeling and you realize it's coming from fear or your resistance to your own enlightenment, and to take action on it would be self-sabotaging or destructive, then Saturn says, pay attention. Do you really want to take action on that? Because you will be responsible. Well, I won't get into that right now. So pay attention and put effort. So Saturn also says, put effort into something. Putting effort includes commitment. Saturn is about commitment. So when you get married, Venus brings attraction, feelings of love. But Saturn says, let's put a ring on it. Let's commit to it. Saturn says, you fell in love with this person, you made a commitment to them, you don't want to get out of bed and go mow the lawn or do the dishes or change the baby's diaper, but Saturn says, you have to put effort into what you've committed to doing. You have to finish it. So these are all of the kinds of things that are going to be happening this year. And if we go into some deeper, more esoteric understandings of this, we are in the final phases of an enlightenment process. And there are real risks involved here. There are very powerful people who have done a very good job of hypnotizing the world, telling the world to walk away from their individuality and simply follow the commands of those higher up telling you what to do and what to think. And Saturn says, pay attention to what you think and what you do. Put effort towards truly following what you know to be true. Saturn is the judge. So that means that a lot of people, there's going to be a lot of judgment that's going to go on to people who have taken action without thinking things through. And there's going to be judgment put on people who knowingly have been hypnotizing, lying, manipulating people for their own selfish ends. These are some of the lessons that are coming this year with Saturn in Capricorn. To pay attention and put effort. So it's about the little things as well. You know, you're going to the grocery store, don't take up 2 parking spaces. Pay attention and put effort so that you don't take up somebody else's spot. Pay attention to what you say to people and put effort into making sure that you communicate in the way that they need to be heard. Pay attention to what you're feeling and put effort towards acting on those impulses that are going to serve you and the rest of consciousness. So that's my little tiny lesson for today. Perhaps I'll be on later today with a live stream, but the 2 most important things are going to be very important for a while because Saturn's going to be sitting in that house for a while. To pay attention, put effort. I look forward to discussing this with you on the live streams. And again, if you want to put those 2 commands into practice, pay attention to the fact that on this channel, there are thousands of hours of video. Pay attention to your question. Put effort towards answering those questions before you even ask me about them. Go onto the my YouTube site, search within the channel for whatever search word you want. Put the effort towards seeing if you can find the answer on my channel. Put the time and effort to going to courses.thunderwizard.com and look for my books. Some of you are asking questions and you don't even realize that I have something like 30 books out there that I've written. Put the time and effort to get the most out of this channel. I work really hard to make sure that there is plenty of information so that this is a one-stop shop for many of your spiritual needs. Put the effort, pay attention and put effort towards your own awareness and your own empowerment. The Warrior 90-Day Challenge there at thunderwizard.com. Go check that out. And if you want to use this time to reap the harvest of a lot of the knowledge that you have, which is, Saturn will help with that. Saturn loves helping people graduate because they put effort towards learning something. If you want to learn to become an astrologer and create your own astrology business and or a rune reader, you can go up here to lockdown.thunderwizard.com. All right, that's it for this video. I will look forward to seeing you on the live stream, perhaps later on today. Take care of yourselves.